All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Emma here with Emma Pigeon Yoga. Thanks for tuning in to yet another yoga class. I'm so glad you found your way to your mat. If you do like my videos, I will definitely give you until the end of this video to decide, but please give it a thumbs up and or subscribe to my channel. I totally appreciate your support. Today's class is going to be a bit challenging. As always, my specialty is kind of funky, creative sequences and transitions. So I know a lot of you guys have been saying how much you like that, and I really, really appreciate your feedback. So I'm going to continue to provide just that for you in yet another class. Today we're going to go ahead and get started in a child's pose. You can come to the middle or back of your mat. Big toes touch, knees mat's distance, and hands forward. If this ever doesn't feel good, you can bring the knees closer to each other. You could always drape your arms by your side. You can put a bolster between your legs, whatever feels good. In our yoga practice, we focus a lot on the balance of sthira and sukha, that is strength and ease. So in a lot of poses, you want to find that fine line where you're really working, you're engaged, but you're also finding the ease of the posture. You're feeling the stretch. You're still maintaining control of your breath. But in this child's pose, I just want you to focus on the ease. Don't focus on any contraction or trying. Don't try to make this shape look any certain way. Just simply relax into it. So if you need to unclench your jaw, release the contraction of your abdominals. Command your fingers, your palms to relax. Start to notice without any judgment the pace, the depth of your breath. I love this focus of balancing steadiness and ease because it really applies to our daily life as well. If you're feeling out of balance, maybe it's because you're working, you're trying too hard, you're not taking enough time to rest or reflect. But also, if all you're doing is resting, reflecting, you'll probably feel unproductive, maybe a little bit lost. So how do we find the balance between steadiness and ease, where you can still maintain control of your breath, you're balancing your work, and you're trying with fun and relaxation? Let's bring prayer hands overhead. Walk your elbows forward. Press the palms together or clasp your hands. Nice stretch through the triceps, the armpits. You can press the triceps down, almost like you're going to try to lift your forehead up. Breathe into the upper back. Release your hands down to the mat. Come up onto your forearms and bring your knees together. So it's like a tabletop on your forearms. Bring your elbows closer to each other, and then I'd like you to eagle wrap the right arm underneath the left. So eagle wrap right arm underneath left. The backs of the hands are facing each other. Just press the outsides of your arms down into the mat and trying to get those backs of the palms closer to each other. Engage your belly, press down through the tops of your feet. You should really feel this stretch in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Tuck your chin into your chest. From here, extend your right leg or right arm all the way out, palm face up. Bring your right ear down and stretch your left arm forward. So we're going to thread the needle stretch. Press down through that left hand, almost like you were going to try to pick the right shoulder up off the mat. So it's a really active press, left hand. Press down just a little bit through the left hand, enough so you can unwind your right hand and find a puppy pose. Forehead to mat or chin to mat. Try to pull the inner shoulders down the spine. Slide forward onto your belly into a Sphinx pose. Shoulders over elbows. Press down through the tops of the feet. Feel your kneecaps lift. Squeeze your legs. Bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, melt the left shoulder down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. Drop the chin towards the chest. Feel a nice stretch through the back side of your neck. And then left ear towards your left shoulder and pause. Breathe into the right side of the neck. Deep stretch. Go ahead and release chin to chest. Stretch the back of your neck. Go ahead and bring your forehead down. Tent your hands just outside of your shoulders. So maybe your fingers are on or off the mat or half. Palms lift. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your elbows out to the sides. Squeeze your glutes. Feel the kneecaps lift. Exhale, lower. A few more just like that. There's minimal weight in your fingertips. So inhale, lift. You probably notice your body wouldn't move if you float your hands up off the mat. And release. 2 more. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Press down firmly. Peel up to a Cobra Pose. Hug the arms in. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inner thighs go down. And then come back to your Child's Pose. Knees out wide, big toes touch. Make this one a little bit more active than the first. So press down through the palms. Breathe length into the waist. Exhale, you're sinking your tailbone back towards your heels. So here we're finding a little bit more balance. You're actively working and pressing, but still getting that nice stretch in Child's Pose. All right, forearms down, shift your weight forward, and then slide your knees in under your hips. Bring your forearms closer to each other, and this time wrap the left arm underneath the right. So think eagle arms. Try to press the backs of the hands together as you press the outside of the arms and the hands into the mat. So kind of like eagle pose. I really feel this in my upper back. Tuck the chin into the chest. Start to walk your right hand all the way forward to make enough room for thread the needle. Left arm goes through, palm face up. Really press into that right hand, almost like you could lift your left arm, left shoulder up off the mat if you wanted to. Press down through the tops of the feet. This is super active, more active than we usually do. Now press down a bit into the right hand, enough to lift up and unthread the left arm to find a puppy pose. Forehead down or chin to mat this time. Sometimes I like to grab the top of the mat and imagine pulling it forward. So if that feels nice to you, go for it. Shift your weight forward to Cobra Pose, shoulders over elbows. Press down through the tops of the feet. This time let's tuck those toes. Lift the hips up, find a forearm plank. Engage your core, squeeze the inner thighs. Look down so your neck is neutral. Almost imagine you're trying to press the back of the skull up. From here, shift your weight forward, drop your knees, walk back up onto your hands to a tabletop position. Few rounds cat-cow. Inhale, belly down, chest forward. Should feel pretty nice on those shoulders. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Few more on your own. Nice, long, deep breaths in and out through your nose if possible. 3 more rounds. Tabletop position, tuck your toes, hover your shins up off the mat. Tap your right knee towards your right elbow, squeeze and hold for 5. Dome your upper back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your right toes, hover your right shin off the mat, squeeze your left knee towards your left elbow, squeeze and hold for 5. Look between your thumbs. 4, 3, 2, 1, left toes down, keep a bend to your knees, bear pose, press back. Drive your belly into your thighs. It's like down dog, but your knees are bent a lot. Palms actively pressing forward. Don't just use your palms. Use the pads of your fingers to grip the mat. Can you lift up higher onto your heels? Keep that bend in your knees. Lift from your outer hips. Keep your heels up, but straighten your legs. Heels up, legs straight. Engage your thighs. Feel the kneecaps lift up. Drop both heels over to the right, so your right toes brush your left heel. Stay here. Step your left foot behind your right for a deeper stretch. Even pressure in your palms. Jaw unclench, neck relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack your left foot on top of your right. Shift forward to a side plank on the right. Left arm can reach up or overhead. If it's too much right now, you can come down to your right forearm or drop your bottom knee. Stay here. Squeeze that right oblique. Maybe you look up for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward, knees up or down for your first chaturanga. Hug your arms in towards your body. Press your pelvis down, your sternum forward, roll up to cobra or upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. In your down dog, lift your heels up super high and drop both heels over to the left. Stay here or right foot steps behind. Keep pressing forward and down with that left hand, even out the shoulders. Stack your right foot on top of your left. Shift your weight forward, side plank. Same options as side 1. Firm down the outside of your left foot. Squeeze your glutes. Left or right arm up or overhead. Maybe you gaze up for 3. The gaze makes it totally harder. 2, 1. Release left hand down, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog to pedal out your legs. Bend one knee at a time. Shift your weight forwards and backwards. Shake out the head, anything you need. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet, back of the mat. Keep your feet hips distance. Catch your ankles from the front. Put a big bend into your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Lift from the tailbone, the outer hips. Use the strength of your arms to pull yourself forward. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten your arms, straighten your back. Exhale, bend your elbows to pull yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pull yourself forward. Bend your knees a lot to rest your belly on your thighs. Think 90 degrees with your legs, and then your torso is kind of parallel with the mat. Toes point forward, reach your arms forward, palms face in or palms face up. Weight to the heels, make sure your knees are over your ankles. Lighten the toes. Plug the shoulders back away from the ears. Hold here for 3. Gazing down, flat back. 2, 1, straighten your legs, bind your hands behind your back. Put your right thumb on top of your left. Once you're there, widen your stance just a bit. Put a big bend in your right knee. Peel your chest open to the left. Keep that grip with your hands. It's like your right arm's pulling your left arm up and over your body. Should feel a nice stretch through the left calf, around the left knee. We'll switch the grip and switch the legs. Big bend left knee, peel your chest open to the right. Imagine the left arm is pulling the right arm up and over your body. Great, come back through center. Release your hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet hips distance. Walk yourself forward to a high plank and then follow with the right knee to the chest. Squeeze and hold. Inhale, lower your knee almost to the mat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Shoot it back 1 time. Down dog, splits. And then step up to your right thumb. Pivot your left heel down and walk your hands over the top left corner of your mat for a down dog lunge. Bump your hips a bit to the left. Drive your right knee in the direction of your toes. upper body's active, steady breathing. Walk your hands back towards your right foot. Square off your hips, the left heel lifts. Left hand down, right arm high for a twist. Notice if you're kind of dumping into the left side, can you puff up your left glute, left hamstring? Drop your left knee and sweep both arms up to a low lunge. Stamp your right heel. Reach up out of your waist. Maybe you even curl back a bit if that feels all right. Eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right. You can always grab opposite shoulders or just bring the forearms together if eagle wrapping doesn't feel good. Palms touch, press the forearms forward. Lift up out of your waist. Take a full breath in. Exhale, dive your chest inside your right leg, kind of like that down dog lunge position, kind of like a lizard pose. You're hugging your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Your forearms are floating up off the mat. You should feel this in your outer right hip. 3, 2, 1. Unwind that. Plant your hands inside your right foot. Tuck your left toes. You'll briefly find a lizard pose and then open it up to a side angle. I like to bring the right elbow up onto the thigh to start. This is our first one. Left arm reaches up. Now once you're there, if you're feeling pretty strong, pretty stable, maybe left arm reaches overhead. Drive through your right heel and the outer edge of your left foot. Can you spiral your chest up towards the sky? Think tailbone towards your left heel, firm your back leg. Inhale, breath, reverse triangle. Straighten both legs, lift up out of your waist. You can just take traditional arms or the left hand can kind of grab the right wrist and pull it back. Exhale, little bend into your right knee, fingertips to the top of your mat. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Find a forward fold. Forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. And release your arms down by your side. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Bend your knees. Imagine you're going to touch the mat and then sweep your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist over to the right. Try to get your sternum to meet your thumbs. Stack your elbows, sitting bones back. Maybe you gaze up over your right shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Catch a wrist behind your ankles. Let the elbows splay out to the sides. Release your hands, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, plank position, lower down, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Hug your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale, lower the knee almost to the mat, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. One time, send it back, down dog splits. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Pivot your right heel down, walk your hands over the top right corner of your mat, down dog lunge. Bump your hips to the right. Drive your left knee in the direction of your toes. Imagine you're trying to lift the arch of your right foot. Firm down the outer edge. Walk your hands back in towards your left foot, runner's lunge. Right hand down, left arm high. Make sure your right heel's up off the mat for your twist. Puff up your right side of your body. Squeeze your right glute. Drop your left knee, sweep both arms up, low lunge. Lift up out of your waist, engage your transverse abs. Maybe palms press and lean back for a breath. Eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left. Same options as side one. Press down through the top of your right foot. Drop your torso inside your left knee. It's kind of like a humble eagle, down dog lunge. I don't really know what this is called. I don't think it has a specific name, but I want you to feel a stretch in your upper back. Release your hands down. Tuck your right toes, pivot your right heel down. We'll meet in a side angle, and for this first one, bring your elbow up onto your thigh. Send the right arm overhead, get your good stance. Remember, heel to arch alignment. You're trying to stack the hips, so left hip scoops under, it's not sticking out. Maybe right arm overhead and hold for 5. Spiral your chest up towards the sky. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Right hand can come to the back of the thigh or catch the left wrist, peel it back like a bow and arrow for 3, 2, 1. Little bend left knee, fingertips to the top of the mat. Step your right foot up to meet your left, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and down by your side. Bend your knees, find chair pose. Imagine your fingers are going to touch the mat before you reach them up. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, prepare. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow hooks the left knee, sternum to thumbs. Bump your hips a little to the left and gaze up for 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Catch your opposite wrist behind your ankles. More space between the shoulder blades. Release your hands, halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back, use your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, down dog. Steady breathing, downward facing dog. Without lifting your right leg up and back, use an inhale, prepare. Exhale, simply step right foot up to your right thumb. You'll use your core strength, not your momentum. Pivot your left heel down, rise to a warrior 1. Think of a constant twist over your right leg. Drive your left hip point forward. Melt the shoulders down from the ears, but activate your fingers. Eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right. Inhale, curl yourself back, find a back bend. Exhale, humble eagle. Dive your torso inside your right leg. Now this is kind of like our down dog lunge. Your feet are the same, it's just your arms that are different. Bump your hips a little bit to the left. Release your hands, plant your right hand inside your right foot. Peel your hips open for side angle. Maybe this time, hand to the mat, hand to a block. You can always bring your elbow up onto your thigh. Stretch your left arm overhead, wherever you are. Peel your chest open more for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep that bend in your right knee. Come up through center, straight legs. Shorten your stance as needed. We'll find a triangle pose. Make sure your right heel's lined up with your arch. First, send your hips back. Reach your right arm forward like you're trying to shift your ribs out of your waist. And then bring your right hand down to the shin, block, or mat. Left arm straight up. Avoid collapsing into the right side body so your oblique stays engaged. You're peeling your chest open. Left hand onto your left hip. Put a little bend into your right knee. We're bumping it forward for half moon. I like fingertips diagonal from the right foot. Lift your left leg up. Keep your hips open to the left. Left hand can stay at the hip or reach up once you're there. Gaze down is easier. Gaze up is harder. Shiva squat with the fingertips to the mat. Fingertips to the mat. Tap your left knee to your right calf. How low can you get your left knee? Maybe even to the back of the ankle. Parallel your sternum with the mat. Drop your left knee outside of your right foot and come all the way down onto your seat. Right toes point forward. We're taking a twist to the right. So take your time to get there. Right hand plants behind you. Your left elbow hooks on your right knee as you twist. Unwind yourself, counter stretch to the left. Plant your hands outside your left hip, dip your torso down. Press yourself back up. We'll kind of shift the weight forward. I like to use the outside of the left shin to help. Kind of crawl yourself forward. We're coming up to a standing L. So you're balancing on your right leg. The fingertips are on the mat. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Take your time getting there, balancing on the right leg. Step your left foot behind your right so the pinky toes are touching. Inhale, come all the way up with maybe a little bend into the knees. You'll eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left. Now listen carefully. Shift the weight into your left leg. Your right foot will come up off the mat for eagle pose. You can just single wrap the legs as they are or slide the right toes down the left calf. Bring your knees a little to the right, elbows a little to the left. Press your forearms forward. Tuck your chin. Imagine sliding down a wall behind you. Engage your abs. 3, 2, 1. Crunch your elbows towards your knees. Dome your back. Parallel your forearms with the mat and unwind the right leg back. Eagle 3. Active flex of that right foot. Maybe a little bend into your left knee. Keep your arms, take a big step back with your right foot. Find a goddess pose with eagle arms. Shoulders over your hips, inhale. Exhale, dive your torso down. Parallel your forearms with the mat again. Shoulders away from the ears. Send your butt back, crown forward. 5. Breathe into the upper back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, turn your toes in and heels out. Wide-legged fold, make it feel good. Maybe you sway, maybe you catch your feet or bind your hands behind your back. Any options here. If you'd like to take headstand, you're more than welcome to, either bound or tripod. If you'd like to learn more about headstand or any other inversions and arm balances, you can check out my workshop on Vimeo, which I will link below. It is available for purchase if you're looking to up your game in that department. One more breath here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Runner's lunge. Drop your right knee, sweep both arms up. Low lunge, make it feel good. Exhale, right hand down inside your foot. Tuck your right toes, the left arm goes high. Roll onto the outside of your right foot. You can either step back to side plank or step back, left foot behind you, wild thing. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Without lifting your left leg, inhale. Use just your core strength, leg strength. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Pivot your right heel down, rise to a warrior 1. Drive your right shoulder, right rib cage forward. And then wrap your right arm underneath your left. Inhale, curl your torso back. Lift your sternum, your elbows. Exhale, dive down, humble eagle. Hips bump to the right, forearms parallel with the mat, little tuck of your chin so your neck is relaxed. No tension there. Notice if your left toes grip the mat, can you grow a little bit lighter there? Unwind your arms. Left hand down inside the foot or elbow to knee, side angle. You need to peel your hips open more to the right. If you need to adjust your feet, go for it. Avoid dumping into the left side, so squeeze your oblique and spiral your chest up. Stay here or right arm overhead for 5. Lengthen right side of the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep that bend into your knee. Reach the left arm up and back. Lengthen. Next, exhale, straighten that left leg. Reach your arms wide. Adjust your stances you need for triangle pose. Arms are wide. First, shift your hips to the back, then reach forward. Again, imagine shifting your ribs out of your waist and then down. Left hand to shin is a great place to start. If you've got a block, I also encourage you to use that here. Right arm up, Try to peel your right hip open on top of your left. It's a constant opening, constant twist. Bring your right hand onto your right hip. Put a gentle bend into your left knee. I like left fingertips about a foot diagonal from the left foot. Bump your fingertips there as you keep your hips open to shift into half moon. Right foot actively flexed, right leg straight. If you'd like your left leg to have a little bend, I encourage you to do that. Maybe your right arm goes up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shiva squat with fingertips to the mat. Tent your hands, palms are up. Tap your right knee to your left calf. Hug your right heel towards your seat, and then how low can you slide your knee? Maybe all the way down until it plants outside of your left foot. Drop down onto your seat. We're going for half Lord of the Fishes twist again. Right elbow over the left knee and twist to the left. Left hand firmly planted, lengthen, exhale, twist. Unwind your torso, counter stretch to the right, plant your hands, dip your torso down. Press yourself back up through center. So this requires maybe some momentum, maybe a block. I like to kind of wiggle my way over to the right and then forward. So I'm rolling and pressing down through the top of my right shin, shifting my weight forward into a standing L on that right leg, or left leg. So left leg's on the mat, right leg lifted. Then step your right foot behind your left so the pinky toes are touching or close to it. Little bend in the knees as you inhale, rise all the way up. Left arm wraps under the right. Always same options for eagle arms if this doesn't suit you today. Now think about it. Your right foot stays on the mat. So start to bend into your knees. The left leg's already halfway there into your full eagle pose. You can stay with just the one twist or wrap the toes around your right calf. Bring knees a little left, elbows a little right. Tuck your chin gently and press your forearms forward. Can you feel this in your upper back? Drop your elbows in the direction of your knees. Dome your back. Squeeze your belly. Keep your right leg nice and strong. Unwind your left leg. Eagle 3. Left leg straight. Lift from your heel. Keep your arms, big step back, goddess legs. Take your time, heels in, toes out. Shoulders stacked over your wrist, tailbone dropping down. Inhale, exhale, round your back. Imagine tailbone back, crown forward. Spine is nice and long. Your knees are continuing to open. So knees over your toes, don't let them fall in. Release your hands to the mat. Turn your toes in, your heels out. Drop down for a wide-legged fold. Let the neck relax. Maybe you walk your hands back underneath you this time or go for a twist. We're here for 5 breaths. Try to lift the arches. Press down through the outer edges of your feet. Feel your inner thighs engage. One more breath. Inhale, lift up halfway, walk it to the front of your mat, runner. Left hand down, right arm high, twist. Roll onto the outside of your left foot, either stepping back to side plank like we did in the beginning of class, or stepping your right foot behind you, wild thing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale down, downward facing dog. Steady breathing. Let's actually go ahead and take a child's pose. This time keep your knees together, arms stretched forward or by your side. So you're kind of resting your chest and your belly and your thighs. If this doesn't feel good, you can always move your knees out a little bit wider. So you're likely in a pretty passive child's pose right now. Let's actually walk the hands a little bit more forward, press down through the palms. And then drop your forearms to the mat. You'll probably notice you have to shift forward a bit. So your forearms are parallel, your butt's probably off of your heels. Parallel the forearms, press down through your palms, tuck your toes, lift your hips up for dolphin pose. If you have trouble with the distance, you can always put a block the long way between your forearms. That's about the distance you'll want there. Once you're there, you need to really press down through the forearms. Think lifting the shoulders up away from the mat. That will make space for your head to hang and look back towards your feet. Once you're in this position, you can walk your toes a little bit more forward. You should feel really strong. You should feel a lot of strain or strengthening through your shoulders. A nice stretch through the calves and the hamstrings. So again, balancing that steadiness and ease. You're working, but you're also stretching for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees down. Take a seat back onto your heels. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Close your eyes. 5 breaths. Let the shoulders melt. Release any tension or stress you're holding onto there. Bind your hands behind your back. Inhale, curl your chest open. As you exhale, you'll plant your head in front of your knees. Stay here, nice stretch on the shoulders, or if you're going for this next part, just make sure you're not turning your head side to side once you're there. Just listen to my cues. So you keep your hands, you roll onto the crown of your head and lift your hips up. So you're really just, the only points of contact are your shins and the tops of the feet, your knees, and the crown of your head. It's a decent amount of pressure on the neck, so if you feel any pain, we'll come out of it. Release that. Bring your seat back onto your heels and hands onto your thighs. Great, crawl yourself forward, hands to the mat. We'll come back to a plank and actually come all the way down onto our bellies. All the way down onto the belly. Send your right leg out to the right, half frog pose. So your knees in line with your hip, your ankles in line with your knee. Once you're there, you can either just stack your palms, make a pillow for your forehead, or what I'm going to encourage you to do is press down through your right hand. It's a little bit in front of you. Thread your left arm through like a thread the needle stretch. Now, 2 options, left ear to the mat or parallel your right forearm with the top of your mat to make a little pillow for your forehead. It's a deep stretch through the left shoulder, but it should feel pretty nice after all the shoulder work we've done. Keep pressing down through your right hip point. And then plant your right hand on top of your left. Start to press down so much that you roll onto your left shoulder, left hip. Swing your right arm behind you to end in a supine twist. So you're probably off your mat. That's okay. Once you're there, I prefer your right shoulder blade on the mat, and then bring your left hand to your right knee. So it's really just a nice supine twist. Start to unwind, coming all the way onto your back. If you need to scoot yourself more towards the center of the mat, that's all right. Plant your feet, toes point forward, arms by your side, lift your hips up for bridge pose. You can walk the shoulder blades kind of underneath you and make a bind if that feels nice. Otherwise, keep pressing down through your palms. Stamp through your heels, press down through the back of your skull, think chin away from your chest. Release your hands if they're bound. Slowly lower your hips all the way down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. See if you can take 1 rock up to land in an Avasana boat pose. Maybe your hands stay behind your hamstrings for a second or two. Maybe you plant your hands behind you. When you're ready, see if you can release your hands, maybe even straighten your legs for 5. This is our last little bit of core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, step jump, or float yourself back through one last vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. We'll inhale, shift the weight forward, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're there, left leg out to the left for half frog. Knee lined up with hip, ankle lined up with knee. Press the left hip point down, so think hip square. Stack the palms for a pillow, or what I'll encourage you again, left hand plants to lift the chest a bit. Thread your right arm through. Right palm faces up. Now your left hand, there's 2 options, stay where it is. I really like this left forearm parallel with the back of the mat and resting the forehead. It just feels super natural. Almost elevates the mat like a block would, because it would be kind of hard to get the forehead all the way down to the mat, but with the help of the forearm, it feels really nice. Plant your left hand on top of your right. Press down so much that you start to kind of open your chest to the sky, rolling onto the right shoulder, right hip. Sweep your left arm behind you. So you're in that supine twist. I prefer your left shoulder blade to be down and left knee up off the mat. So don't prioritize the left leg staying down. We'll slowly unwind. You might need to scoot yourself back onto the center of your mat. Again, knees bend, second bridge pose. Ground down through your heels, tuck your pelvis, lift your hips up. Bind the hands with the opposite thumb on top if you took that side one. Release the hands if they're together. Slowly lower your hips down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Option for third and final back bend, upward facing bow. You can always take bridge again or skip if you prefer. Hands by your head, thumbs are towards your ears. Just like you're setting up for bridge, first lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes, then press firmly through your palms. Start to lift your chest, your head up off the mat. If your toes are turning out, point them forward or even a little bit in, pigeon-toed. That's going to protect your knees. Play around with squeezing and relaxing your glutes. Find what feels good to you. Almost try to press your chest through your arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're in upward facing bow, a little tuck to your chin to lower yourself all the way down. Hug both knees into your chest. Once you're there, to reset. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, figure 4 on your back. Thread your arms through, keep your right foot flexed. Try to pull your tailbone back down to the mat as you hug your legs in towards you. All right, release your hands. Plant your left foot on the mat. Hug your right knee towards your right shoulder for half happy baby. So your right ankle stacked over your knee. It's easier with this left knee bent. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, straighten your left leg. Half happy baby. Release the grip on your right foot. Extend both legs, both arms overhead. Inhale. Hug your legs into your chest, and then we'll cross that left ankle over the right thigh, figure 4, other side. Try to keep the entire spine on the mat as you hug your legs towards you. Left foot stays flexed. Kind of drive the left knee away from you. You might feel it more in your hip that way. Release your hands, plant your right foot to start. Left knee towards your left armpit, stack your left ankle over your knee for half happy baby. Right leg bent easier, straight a little bit harder, deeper stretch through the hips, the inner thighs. You choose where you need to go on this side. And breathe into any discomfort that you feel in that left inner thigh. Start to rebend your right knee, bring your right knee up for full happy baby. So catching the outsides of the feet, pull the tailbone back down, knees towards your armpits, little tuck of your chin. Maybe you bend and straighten your legs, you rock a bit side to side, here for 5. 3. Last breath. And release. Knees together. If there's any final posture you'd like to take, now's a great time to go there. We'll end in either Shavasana or Supta Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you, splay your arms off your mat, or one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Unclench your jaw, your fists, relax your inner thighs. Complete relaxation, nothing left to do here. Complete rest. We are not trying to balance any strength and ease. We are just completely at ease for the next 60 seconds. Take rest. Bring a little wiggle to your fingers and your toes. Notice the space, the length, the depth you've created within your body just by moving intentionally and focusing on your breath. Big stretch, arms overhead, toes point, lengthen. Knees to chest, squeeze. Pick a side, right or left, to roll onto for fetal pose as a transition. Use the strength of your arms to make your way up to a seat. Any comfortable position, eyes closed or soft downward gaze. Once you're seated, float your hands to heart center. Actively press your palms together. Just as we focus on our mat, maybe for the rest of the day, the rest of the evening, wherever it is by you, your intention is to find that balance between sthira and sukha, steadiness and ease. Take a full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining this practice with me today. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week for more flows, more information. And if you ever have any suggestions, something you'd like to see, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. See you guys next time.